Hey everyone, welcome to this quick video lesson for an arrangement of the Cuckoo on guitar in the key of A minor. So I'll play through it quick, then we'll go through the tab and talk about it. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, the cuckoo, she's a pretty bird, and she warbles when she flies. She never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. Okay, so that there's the Cuckoo. This is normally done on clawhammer banjo, but I did a bluegrass arrangement, which I'll link to, and here's a guitar arrangement so you can play with it. So the idea of this arrangement is maybe not exactly how I would want to play it if I was playing it, but just to give you a couple ideas and different ways you can play this to kind of improvise over it. So the song actually has 2 parts. We have like the verse part, and then we have this instrumental break part. So we'll go through each parts, but let's talk quickly about the verse chords. So essentially it's only 2 chords. It's A minor and G. And the rhythm is a little bit weird. People always want to go like, oh, the cuckoo, she is a pretty bird, and she warbles. But I'm not sure if it's warbles or wobbles. I think I've heard both. And go to the G here, but it's not that. There's an extra bar of that A, right? Oh, the cuckoo, she is a pretty bird, and she warbles G when she flies. Which I think makes the song, there's something weird about it and it's kind of interesting, right? The vocals come in pretty early, right? 1, 2, oh, the cuckoo. So one thing I'll say about when I'm playing these chords, so the chords are just being those 2 chords, but I'm doing something, I don't even really want to say interesting. I'm doing something with the key of this A minor chord. So instead of just going A minor and alternating between the 6th and 5th, I'm adding this G note in here, right? And I do it in a couple different ways. So sometimes I go and add a hammer. And you can do this actually with your 3rd finger if you want to. Right, we get that kind of A minor 7 chord, but it's not too bad. I recommend doing it with the pinky. So I sometimes do that, and sometimes I do it like on the 4th beat, and I'll tend to bend it a little bit. Right? I might also do something like this. So take those 3 patterns, this, and this, and just kind of feel comfortable varying them up. That gives a little bit of something to do on an A minor chord. The only other thing that I can probably mention here is when I go to the G, I'll often hit this E, F sharp, G, right? She never hollers cuckoo till the 4th day of July. It's just a simple one, right? Okay, so now really quickly, let's talk about that little, it's very like particular to the clawhammer banjo, but the way I've transcribed this melody is this. Okay, so before we go and play it, I just want to do the chords. It's basically just A minor through the whole thing. Right, we do this basically 3 times. The 3rd time is a little different. And then we have like a bar and a half of G here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So if you look at the music of this, you'll see that there is like a bar of 4 and then a bar of 2. Don't let that confuse you too much. You just got to follow that line. And when the line resolves, that's when you resolve the chord. So don't let that confuse you too much. Anyways, let's go through the tablature arrangement here. So I've basically done 2 versions, one down an octave and one up the octave. And it's really simple and repetitive, so I just wanted to come up with just very basic variations, so you could try experimenting them with yourself. So let's do the down the octave one. So it starts out like this. We have this. That's the first way I do it. So then we have the second 2 bars. I have a bit of a rhythm thing. Now this is a bit hard because you have to get an upstroke. Now I might do this a whole bunch of different ways, right? You could really be specific. Where you're really kind of just hitting that note. Or you could try to kind of get more really sloppy. That's totally fine. Another thing you can do is both of these, where you're hammering on this fret, you could harmonize it with both fingers if you wanted to. Maybe not all through that. But it's something worth messing around with. Okay, and then the final line of this, or I don't actually know if I'll put this in the final line. Let's do the next 2 bars. Oh, yeah. So that's basically the same here. We just have a different ending. G chord. And I'm just doing it this way so I can keep my first finger here. If I'm playing A minor, I often do G like this. Then we have this little phrase. And the big thing with this, I'll write down how I'm doing it. It's really important that you play it legato. It sounds weird if you're... But you don't have to do it exactly with the hammer-ons and pulls that I have. So experiment around with where you like playing the hammer-ons and pulls. I notice sometimes I do it different ways. I'm pretty sure I wrote it down so that I tried to do it the way I wrote in the intro, but this is what I have written. Or actually, no, that's not what I have written. That's what I have written. Anyways, experiment around with where you want hammer-ons, where you want pulls, what feels comfortable. I have a tendency, if you're worried about picking when you do this sort of thing, is I'm still keeping the groove going with my right hand. So if it's on a beat, I'm doing it with a downstroke. Down, down, and then I get this with an up. Right? Or actually what I have is down, down, up, down, 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 up. That's what I want to do. Down, down, up, 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 down, down. Yeah. My writing is horrible. Okay, so that's basically it for the octave down version. So I wanted to do an octave up version. It doesn't sound as good if you're playing by yourself, as you noticed when you heard me play it. But I wanted to give a couple ideas of how to play it, and especially if you're playing with other people. Maybe a banjo player, maybe another guitar player, maybe a mandolin player, maybe a bass player, maybe someone's playing harmonica, maybe someone's got like an old organ, just, you know, when you play with people. Okay, so here's what I have. So we're going to go 2 bars at a time here. The first 2 bars is... So it's just, I'm doing a double stop here, sliding this D to E. And important thing here is this first time I'm doing it with my third finger. Like, sorry, let me play the 2. Right, so that's sliding with my third finger, back down with my third finger, right, and kind of strumming the chord at the end. Now the second time I do it a little bit different, just to kind of be able to do it both ways. So I have hammer on. So now I'm sliding with my first finger on that one rather than the third finger, right? So let me put those 2 bars together, right? You have... So just to kind of give you an idea there, I wanted to do it with both fingers so that you could feel comfortable doing it different ways. But you could change the rhythm up. You know, you could... Or put kind of like, do the hammer-on thing and then slide with your third finger. It's just nice to have those different variations where it's not exactly the same every time. That said, if you feel more comfortable, you could just do that first variation each time. Okay, but let's look at the last line I have. Now this one I tried to do something a bit more interesting. You could do, like I said, you could just keep either the first version we did or the second version, but I wanted to add a little bit of a chromatic note in here, which I probably wouldn't have done if I was playing here, because maybe I would do this a little bit later in the song, or maybe I would do a bend, something weird. But I just want to show you that you can do this chromatic line. strum this G, right? So those two bars are. Now, this last line, I'll show you how I worked out today to play it, because it's kind of awkward. I'm not happy with any real way of playing it. Because if you try to play it in this open position, you get this. And it's hard to get the hammer-ons and pulls-offs where I want them. So one thing you could do is you could play exactly what we did up here, and just do it here with your first and your pinky finger. That's possible. But I don't really like that either. So this is the weird solution that I came up with that maybe you guys like, maybe you won't. But what I'm doing is I slide with my middle finger, which is right here. So I'll come into it. Then I'm sliding with my middle finger here. Pinky finger. Sliding back down with my middle finger. Which is a little bit awkward, but for some reason I like it better than the other solutions I came up with. Give me a day and I'll play that perfectly. Okay, so that's it there. So last thing I'm going to do is just play through this octave down version and the octave up version of the instrumental break at a slow pace so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So good luck with this. This is a fun tune. I feel like I say that about all tunes, but they're all pretty fun. I'm trying to think of songs that are really not fun. I goofed up my fingers in the final playthrough, so I'm just going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then up the octave. There we go. So, enjoy this one. Till next time. Bye.